Fall has really snuck up on me this year, but makeup brands have decided to fully go in on fall colors when it comes to lip products in particular. And as someone with medium deep skin tone, I am so excited for some of these richer shades. And I know so many of you love these tones too. So let's go through and swatch a ton of new fall products and try these on and give you some thoughts on what I think is most unique about each product and which one might be most for you. Most of these products I have not shown on my page here before, and I will try on every single product I talk about. Everything I talk about will be linked in the description box as well, and some of the links are affiliated. Starting off strong with the Fenty Gloss Bombs. I think a lot of you already know I absolutely adore the Gloss Bomb formula. At the time that I'm making this video, these glosses are available on the Fenty website and on the Ulta website. This is the shade Gimme Space, and I am so excited about this one because basically this to me is a perfect neutrals with a twist kind of a shade. You have a neutral light brown base and beautiful green sparkles throughout. In comparison to the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb, this is definitely more cool toned. Next shade we have is another new Fenty Gloss Bomb. I feel like we've gotten so many new shades this year and I'm not complaining about it. This is a deep cool tone brown called Rose Amber. And listen, I know I'm a bit of a Gloss Bomb nerd, so I've already done a comparison of this and the Rose Amber Gloss Bomb Oil. This one has a lot more of a silver sparkle throughout. The Rose Amber Gloss Bomb Oil has more of a purple sparkle, and the texture of these two products is different. I find the texture of the oil to be more gloopy, and I prefer the original formula more. Okay, next we have a brand new lip product from Kulfi Beauty. These are their new lip balms, and this is the shade Chai. Kulfi is a brand that I really love to support, especially being a South Asian woman. I also find that they have a lot of hits for me. Not all by any means, but their lip products and their complexion products are really nice. There's a ton of lip balms on the market. This one is unique in my mind because it has a very glossy finish. So it looks very shiny on the lips and it is a little bit thicker, which I think gives it more of staying power. The next shade that I have is Black Forest Cake. This is one of my favorite shades in the line. I would describe this one as more of a rosy toned brown. It has a good solid medium opacity, especially when you build it up a little bit more. This is the richest shade in the line. And I feel like there's been so many lip balms to come out recently, so it's nice to know what's different about each one. So as I said before, I think that the things that set Kulfi apart is that it's very glossy in its finish and it's got some good staying power. Next we have a shade from NYX and Wednesday. This is called Nightshade, and I did try this shade on when I did my video on this collection. I think NYX comes out with some really cool lip products, and I was super excited for this collection because I had so many hits from the NYX Beetlejuice collection last year. This is a lip oil. It does look black in the tube, and when you apply it, it does become a little bit pinker on the lips because it's pH adjusting, but it still has a lot of depth and moodiness. Okay, now we have a few glosses from Fui. I know I've mentioned this formula before because I did a dedicated Fui video a couple of months ago. They came out with cola inspired glosses and these are so perfect for fall. This one is cherry cola in the 30% concentration, so it's not as pigmented as the 70%. But as you can see, you still get a good amount of pigmentation, and I think this shade is just perfect for fall. The next shade that I have from Fui is called Dirty Cola, and this is also in the 30% concentration. This is much more of a brown toned gloss than the one I just tried on. With all of these glosses, you have a very subtle sparkle, and I think that just adds a tiny bit of dimension when you apply it to the lips. If you have not tried the glosses from Fui, I do recommend them. I think they make your lips look so shiny, so reflective, and they're very comfortable, not to mention affordable. The next shade I have is from Milani. This is one of their new Fruit Fetish lip oils that came out as part of a seasonal release. This is the shade Hot Cocoa, and I have definitely talked about this formula before. They make one of my favorite black glosses, the Black Cherry Vanilla shade. That one to me is a perfect medium opacity gloss. These glosses in this collection are a little bit more lightly pigmented. It has a subtle sparkle and a light to medium opacity. In the same collection, we have the shade Mulled Wine. This is the deepest and richest shade in the collection. It has much more of a berry tone to it. I really like that they went for a cozier theme. I feel like nothing gets people more into the spirit of autumn than cozy feels, warm beverages, the whole bit. Again, the pigmentation that you get with this is light to medium. This lip oil feels very light and comfortable on the lips, and it has a sweet scent. Here is what the first 9 shades I just talked about look like swatched on my arm. All of these shades are definitely giving fall to me, but you still get a decent amount of variety with all of these different options. On to the second set of shades, starting with MAC Nocturnal Pearl. This is one of their new plumping squirt lip balms. And I gotta say, this might just be my favorite product that they've come out with in this range. I really like that you do get a medium opacity. Some of the other shades are a lot more sheer, although they look beautiful and shiny on the lips, but you also get a really pretty kind of blue reflect with this one. The shade is definitely a standout for me. Also recently released from MAC is their MAC lip gloss called Sublime. It also came out as part of the Nocturna collection. It has that same kind of rich plum cranberry tone. With this new formula from MAC, you get a lot more lightness in terms of how it feels on the lips. It's certainly not as shiny, but it's also not nearly as sticky feeling. It's just definitely a trade-off that you get between the two formulas, but I think a lot of people are going to like how this feels on the lips. Okay, next we have a brand new formula from Violette, FR, and Violette is now in Sephora as well, and she really did it with this formula. She came out with something that feels to me completely different from other lip products that are out on the market. Now with these, you get a matte finish, but they don't feel drying on the lips. They have almost a whipped texture. You don't even feel like you're wearing anything on your lips. And this shade, Mon Cherie, is definitely one of my own personal favorites. But I am going to try on all 5 shades that were sent because this is a really fun formula and it's just different. It's innovative. It's something that I really appreciate about the brand, which is also not surprising because it's a brand that's owned by a makeup artist. This is the shade Chaitanya Gris. This on me is a perfect nude tone and look how perfect it is for autumn. I also want to mention that these are decently long wearing as well. The next shade that I have also from Violette is definitely one of the richer, more brighter ones. This is called Syrah Fumée, and this one is a red tone. I do think that you have a little bit of a hint of berry in there as well, and I think that's part of why I like this shade. I also didn't try this, but you can wear these pretty sheerly if you just want to wear them as basically like a light wash of pigment. I'm very excited for these because I find that I don't gravitate toward that many matte formulas, but these are just a little bit different. The next shade that I have is called Rosé Fumé. This one is definitely a little bit more of an out of my comfort zone type of shade, just in terms of the brightness to this tone of red. But somehow the texture of this formula helps me feel like I pull it off a little bit better. If you like your reds to have a hint of coral to them, and if you have a lighter skin tone, I feel like this would be really flattering. And the 5th shade in this line is, again, another one of a sort of out of my comfort zone type of shade. But this one, for some reason, even though it's brighter, I feel like it works for me a little bit better, although still out of my comfort zone for sure. I do feel like this shade I will get some use out of, although I might wear it more as some type of lip combination. There's just something about the velvety texture of these shades that make even the brighter tones look a little bit more muted down, and personally I really love that. Okay, now we have a couple of shades that I actually tried on in my most recent YouTube video on the ColourPop and Shrek collection. This is the shade Noble Steed. They actually have 4 glosses that came out in this collection, but I picked the 2 that I felt like were most fall themed. This one is kind of a rosy toned, mid-tone brown, and on me it's very much a perfect nude. Honestly, I think the glosses in this collection are so nice, and the packaging is so cute. The last shade that I have is Short Lord, which is also from the ColourPop times Shrek collection. This is kind of a deeper pinky mauve tone, and I really like the depth of this shade. I think it's one that is really going to work for a wide range of skin tones. I'm going to be honest though, I don't think the swatches online for this collection do it any justice. I think that it's much prettier in person. And look at that, it's so shiny and glossy, and it's a perfect fall toned shade. And here's what the second set of shades that I tried on and swatched look like all together on my arm. All the labels are from the wrist down. Again, I think that we have a lot of really fun and pretty fall lip product options that have come out recently. I super enjoy fall colors and fall theming. I feel like it gets me into the spirit of the holidays. And something about seasonal colors just gets me excited, because even though you can wear any color anytime, there's something that's so fun and cozy about getting into the holiday spirit and these types of tones. And then, of course, right around the corner, we get into spooky season, and I am so excited about those tones. I'd love to hear in the comments which products were most exciting to you from these newer releases. I'm just getting into the swing of doing a bunch of fall themed makeup videos, so definitely stay tuned. As always, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.